Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DC Universe Online Part 2. Well, it's not really Part 2. Well, I'm going to go through it now. We've already covered the user interface, the UI, last time, so I think this time we're going to go over the last little bit called what the game calls the PDA. It's all the option and menus and everything. So, let me start off by saying, a very wise rule of thumb I'm going to have to give to everybody right now. If you decide when you have to use your PDA, or you even have to use the chat box, run, climb, or even fly to the top of a building where no enemy is even near you. Because if you're doing this and an NPC enemy is near you, then you're going to get attacked, and most likely it's filling up your whole entire screen. You won't know what's going on, so you're going to die. I speak from experience many times, and I still don't like it. For those of you that are on a PvP server, get to a safe house, and good luck. That is all. Alright, so I'm actually going to hit the escape button on my keyboard, and look, look, an arrow, isn't it neat? Oh, this game really doesn't have any use for it, but I hit the escape. The escape button goes into your options menu, so I'm actually going to click the first one, which is our inventory. The inventory shows off the character and the gear that he or she is wearing, along with the stuff you're carrying around in your bags, like so. I actually have gear, which is cool, I guess. So I'm actually going to put the gloves on. New gloves. Yay. Here you can also see your stats as well. Now, I don't do any theory crafting or anything of that sort. I'm horrible with math, so anything I say on the subject of stats will be either something I came across or I read from a very smart person. Over beside it is the currency that shows how much cash you have, along with any PvE or PvP marks that you may have, like the influence. Influence doesn't really do anything. So, alright. That's your inventory. So, now we're going to come over here to the Style tab. Or Style section or whatever. This is actually my favorite place to actually go to. As you play through the game and you collect more gear, you can actually see you can select different types of it. Ooh, I'm an ugly person. Back to the mask. I actually like to collect as much styles as possible and change the look of my hero, because that's one of the cool things about it, is you can actually be somewhat completely different from every other hero or villain that you actually come across. Now, let's just actually say you don't even like the style of gear that you actually picked up. Now, what I did was I went to I actually locked all or unlocked all. These over here, you can actually lock the specific style that you're actually carrying right now. I plan to actually use this style the entire playthrough up all the way up till level 30, but that might change if I find something cool. Let's take a look at the hands that we just got. The bandit, or what I'm already wearing to begin with. Over here we have the fourth wind. This is what that looks like. If I like it, then I'm going to lock it, and even if anything else I get, I'll always keep that look, but I like banded, and I'm actually going to lock all because I like how my character looks. Collecting all the gear from a style, like if I collect all the gear for the fourth world, I get a little achievement for it, which is cool. Again, stop switching stuff. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the case journal, or the quest log. Cute, isn't it? As you level, they just appear. You rarely have to actually go talk to someone to actually get the quest, so it's pretty cool. As you haven't really found a way to actually drop quests or drop cases that you get, so as far as I know, if there's an infinite number on how big your case journal can be. That's all I really gathered from that. Alright, so next we're going to talk about the traits. As you see, since I actually leveled up last video, since I leveled up the last video, I actually have a power point. So we're going to go into our powers, and we have traps, tricks, and iconic powers. Iconic powers are just for nostalgia reasons. At level 10, you get them. You get the first tier, which is like the first 3 rows, which is all neat and dandy. We'll go into that when I actually get to level 10. But tricks, let's see here. I can go with the sticky bomb. Deploys this bomb. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Now over on the left hand side you're going to see the information for it, the control roll or the damage roll. Since I chose gadgets, I'm actually a controller. But all roll or the power rolls to say are actually all damage rolls. So you're either going to be a controller or a controller damage, healer damage, or tank damage, whatever. But I actually already looked before, so I'm actually going to traps and I'm going to get the taser pool. Now the taser pool, once it actually shows up in the abilities, if I actually go all the way back out, as you see on my ability bar, it's actually down here in the 1 slot. So we're actually going to take a look at that a little later. Now, that right there is your traits. You have skills as well that every even number, you're going to get a power point. Every odd number, you're going to get a skill point. And you can also get skill points from accomplishing feats and headlines and other stuff as well. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. We can go into weapons. You will keep your main weapon at all times, but at level 10 you actually unlock everything else that you can actually put points towards to actually kind of master every other weapon tree. And the movement, of course, the acrobatics. This also unlocks at number 9, at level 9. So. And we're going to take a look at that later on through the videos. Next, let's look at deeds. This is where you see your feats, your headlines, and other things. Your feats are what the only one I've actually gotten was Jailbird. Now up here in this next skill point, I have 90 points to get left before I actually get a free skill point from these. So every 100 feats, you get a skill point. That's how you rack up so many other weapons. Your headlines actually come across when you actually defeat missions in the world, pretty much mini bosses. Your renown are all your factions that I don't have any yet. Your investigations, player briefs, and collections, those are things that you just kind of go through in the world. Investigations are green items hidden throughout the world. These are all over the place. Every time you do a quest and you go to a new area, find the green icon, and that will always give you investigations. Player briefs are the actual blue icons. Those are very rare. I don't even think I've really completed that many. And the collections are gold icons with a little question mark on them. And hopefully we'll actually be able to see some of those along the way. Next, we are looking at the map. Self-explanatory, I know. As you see, we have Gotham Metropolis and the Watchtower. This is just the area for... for Brainiac's place. So Gotham actually has more places that we're going to go to since I'm actually with Batman. Ooh, Arkham Island. I might want to go there someday. Warp Rally. It'll actually warp you to the closest rally point that there is. And I think it has a cooldown of 5 minutes, I believe. Warp HQ warps you to the Watchtower, which is like on a 30-minute cooldown. Pretty much you have 2 different Hearthstones. Pretty neat.